Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build model kits and chat with you, the audience. This is a special Friday stream. Day I don't normally stream, time I don't normally stream. So I'm happy to have anybody here. Thanks very much for joining me. Thanks to Jockin for the follow. Appreciate that very much. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave and Lego emotes in the chat. If you're a subscriber, throw those emotes in. Or you can just say hi. I don't know. If you don't feel like chatting today, that's okay. If you want to talk about some stuff that's going on in the world or whatever sort, feel free to chat with me. Board's here. Hello, Board. Happy to have you here. And thank you very much, Board, for your continued support. We do have the AE86 today that we were working on. If you missed my stream last night, I'm building a glue kit, paint and glue as they call them. And that's a nightmare. It's a great nightmare. It's a fantastic nightmare. Do not get me wrong. Do not be confused by my unsuredness. The A86 from Initial D is a fantastic car. It's a real car. Also, that's the thing. One, we're building a car. Weird. Two, we're building a real thing. A replica of a real thing, obviously. Weird. And three, we're working on something where I have to use liquid cement is what we're using for our build today. Liquid cement is, it basically melts little layers of the plastic, joining them together is the idea. So it's not like super glue. So it's fast drying because it's not drying, it's adhering. We're working on the wheels. I'm excited about the next few steps. The next few steps seem very straightforward and totally doable. You'll get level up music when you complete the kit, says Board. We'll see. The next step we're about to do is very nerve-wracking. Jam's here. Hello, Jam. Happy to have you here. So here's the kit that we've got, right? We got our kit. I already did one wheel just as like a test. But basically, there's a little peg in here, circle. You can't see in this; it's not gonna show up. That's gonna go into our wheel well here, which is where the brake pad is, which is chrome. And luckily, you don't have to adhere to the chrome, which I've learned is bad. You kind of have to chip it away a little bit or file it away. But you have to put some pressure on to lock the wheel in when you've added the. But all of this is just glued in. So I don't want to put a lot of pressure on it because I don't want it to break apart. But I do need to include the wheel. I almost wish I had done the wheels first and then adhered all of this. It might have been trickier, but I'm like kind of nervous about adding the wheels. Now, what I could do is not glue the wheels and just adhere them, because it would take a lot of pressure for the wheels to fall off. So I might actually try that with one of the rear tires just fitting into place and seeing, as long as because this is all glued together. The little peg that goes in the, you can't see it. The little peg that goes in the polycap, it's called, polycap. So that might actually be worth it. And that way I'm skipping the glue step or the liquid cement step. I'm probably just always going to call it glue. And just adhering the back tire. So, because I'm nervous about any time I have to put pressure on anything on this kit that's not a giant piece like this. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to go to the overhead because we hung out for a couple of minutes, got a few folks here. I'm not expecting you to turn out. As I said, this is not my normal stream time. This is not my normal stream day. And also, we are competing against. I share an audience. A lot of my audience is from people that found me from various things, but there's a good chunk of my audience that found me through Giant Bomb, and maybe they're premium members and they're watching on Professional Fridays. So, in which case, they wouldn't be watching what we're doing here, which is okay. And if you're watching this, I missed the start of the Giant Bomb stream, which is why I'm not watching it now. I like that, the T. If you missed that, you missed the beginning. But yeah. But I appreciate you being here. And yeah, I think this is going to be like a light stream, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. So I'm thinking I'm not going to do Nobody here is normal, so it's good. Well, whatever. Bored. It's fine. Uh, so I think I'm not going to hear these because I don't think it matters. Um, Obviously, this is not a kit where I'm going to be playing with it. It's a model. Uh, these wheels are not meant to roll, so I could adhere it without it. So I think I'm going to do that. And now my goal is I'm going to try to put pressure here on the other wheel. Not downward pressure, not forward, just forward pressure. So I'm just pushing against that as I connect it. I think if I do that, if I'm actually putting pressure on the whole car into the wheel, then I will not have an incident. And then I am so nervous about this. I'm not nervous about the glue. I'm not nervous about moving the parts. I am only nervous about this step here. All right, I like that. That was good. Moving on to the next wheel. We're just snipping them off here. The next few steps are a lot of like, clip these pieces out, connect them. The initial D incident. Yes, if an incident occurs, is the stream over. The T. So we've already had one instance. Another thing to think about is the back part here. I missed a step. So there's a little piece that should be in there that should be helping that is not there. And that's okay. So my hope is that I never do anything that can't be repairable. Either be through gluing, through taking some, maybe I'll take some of just whatever and make a bridge and kind of work with that. I can get toothpicks if I need that. I've got some options. And even the glue, even if I mess up the glue and adhere something that shouldn't be adhered, I can separate it. It might not be clean, but I can always separate it, even if I have to clip it apart and redo it. There are some things that are probably unfixable. And then also the T, of course, if there is an incident, well, then I just pause the stream for a moment and I go and get a Lego set that I'm building next. Or I go and get, I'll do something else. I always have more kits. I would hate to hit a stop point in this build. I would hate to finish the build before it's done. But all right, so this is a rear tire, so that is this tire here. No, this is the front. Wait, no, this is the back. This is the back. This is the rear tire. That's right. I don't know why that just fucked me up. The fact that cement melts the plastic scares the crap out of me. So Ultron, it should be like, it's really just a nice thing because if you use too much of it, like when you're just connecting two pieces together, like the place where people have a lot of issue with it, I can't move around too much because it's still very bright outside and I'm getting some sunlight in, which is making this webcam doing a lot more work than it normally does. So I'm trying not to be in the shot. If you're doing like Warhammer figures and you're like adhering things like this, then you want to make sure that you're doing your like on the inside instead of the outside because you're trying not to get discoloration. With a lot of this kit, it's pretty. A lot of the places where you're putting the glue or the cement aren't noticeable, and so that helps me a lot. But like anything else, you can always just cut it apart. I have an X-Acto knife if I really need to get in there, and then you just hope you didn't fuck it up too much. All right, there's the other wheel. We got one more wheel. As I said, this part was a little scary. I think not adding in the adhesive the glue is helping me a lot mentally, so I'm very happy about that. Yes. And Ultron, also, I've said this, I should keep saying this. Please take everything I'm saying here with a grain of salt. I know the least about this than I know about any model kit I have ever done. And I was getting conflicting reports from friends. People were telling me things that's like 20 or 30 years old. I got recommended an additive for my glue, but that's an additive for, apparently there's a thing you can do to make super glue act like this, cement, and be quick drying. But you don't need that if you're using if you're using liquid cement like I am, you don't need that. That's for super glue. But I had like a couple people recommend it, and I was like, oh, I guess I gotta get that. And I was like, wait, no, I don't. Uh, I don't have any friends that I have Warhammer friends. I have friends that do Warhammer and stuff like that, but they're mostly doing painting. But I don't have any friends that do uh, like planes and cars. So I'm partially I was going off of knowledge I've had from when I last did this, which was definitely with super glue, and was like, do these steps, now stop. Do these steps, now stop. So here are our wheels. We've got our wheels. We legitimately have wheels on here, and all the wheels turn. I don't know if they'll, but the wheels are attached, and I'm very, very happy the wheels are attached. It's a whole other world of wild kits. Yes, that don't snap together. I mean, that's the whole thing, Ultron. They just don't snap together, and I don't fucking, that all makes sense until it doesn't. Here's the other thing. Folks that didn't watch last night, here's the real wild thing for me. The very wild thing. This sheet contains pieces 2 through 25. Not A2 to A25. Just the numbers 2 to 25. And this is the two pieces that are 134. So there's no letters. There's just numbers. So organizing it was like me just... It's weird. It's a weird thing. So all right, 21's going to be in here. And 118 should be down here somewhere. This is in 118. And that's very strange to me. That it's not like... There's not an A2 and a B2. There's 2. Weird. Again, when we're doing stuff with the liquid cement, we are working on... we're going to be doing a lot of... I might do some sanding. There's some parts that need to get clipped off. There's a lot of it seems to be there are a lot of pieces that require me to sand some edges down. Nothing on this part, but basically where we've done our cuts to make a clean thing. And then we also learned, which someone in the chat told me, which I hadn't known, is with these chrome pieces, any part that I'm using the glue, I should sand down to get rid of the chrome. That's new, and that's information I could share with you. That's incredibly great information that I was very happy to hear, because I was running into problems where it was not adhering, and I didn't understand why. And I was like, oh, that's why. Great. Okay, so then we're going to take a look how this looks and how that looks. These do snap, but we are going to glue them. So we're taking a quick look here. Okay. When doing with glue or with this, it seems to be important to kind of look at it, make sure you're doing it right, make sure everything's lined up right, and then we're just gonna put a dab here, put a dab here, dab here, dab here, and then in here. Hey Pat, does the car turn into a robot? Infinity Soup, it does not. It is not a transformer. It is this is merely, whoops, well that's fucking didn't even line up right. It is merely a car. Now this is a 120 or was it one something or I forget what the scale is of this car, but it's always weird to think about. And I've had to remind myself, I messed this up, so I'm going to undo it. I have to remind myself, this is a real car. Obviously, what I mean by that is this is a replica of a real car. But you understand my point. This vehicle is, I mean, it's a TV show. This is based on an anime. Initial D is a manga and an anime series, and a live-action movie, and many OVAs, and because it's the 90s, probably still there was at least one, audio drama, radio play, probably, because that was popular at the time. still. Um, but yeah, it's important to recognize that like AE86 is a car you can just work on and own, which is why, as far as I can tell, there are two reasons why folks that wouldn't call themselves anime fans, but would call themselves car fans and drifting fans and racing fans, like Initial D so much. And one is that it's like, like any other anime, it takes things farther, but really it's like a lot of it's real and accurate. Like the cars are real, the tuning is real, the philosophy is real. There's extraordinary circumstances, certainly in talent, but and the honest to God thing, the reason why like sports anime can often appeal to people, uh, and the reason why sports anime appeals to folks and who maybe wouldn't necessarily be the anime, but also has the causality of sometimes people who aren't into a thing fall in love with it because of anime. So like I know friends of mine who got into car stuff way more than they ever did before because Initial D fucking rules. Ultron says, my Camry isn't cool, it's practical. Well, I understand. But but yeah, cool cars is like a whole fucking thing. But just like, there's like Slam Dunk made basketball cool in Japan. Literally. There was a manga that mentioned basketball and people were like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And then Slam Dunk happened and then people were like, "Basketball seems pretty good. I'll check that out." Hey, how come our school doesn't have a basketball club? What if we started a basketball club? What if we were a basketball team? What if that was a thing people did in Japan? Like, that became like a whole thing. And part of it was the spread, the opening of television and importing television for America, and the Dream Team certainly had a lot to do with it. But there was definitely a big interest in it from like manga and then later anime. Was iShield 21 any good? So I've watched it some. Look, I'm not really a sports anime guy, but I do like anime where I like an underdog story, which iShield 21 has. I also like characters that look evil but aren't evil, and the quarterback for iShield 21 is drawn like he is not just that he's a punk, he's drawn like the devil. He's drawn like he is a demon or an elf at best case he is a forest elf and is definitely portrayed as being evil, and I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I like underdog story. I like a coming together story. I enjoyed it. Oh, okay. So Theodore says iShield manga is a favorite of mine. Yeah. Also, I love a small guy is good at the thing because it's just the easiest. Like, big guy is graceful, is great. There's a short-lived character in Prince of Tennis that is a really big dude that people are making fun of, and turns out he's very agile at tennis, and he's a minor character, but I was like, hell yeah, I want more about that guy. Tell me about the big guy who's really athletic and can move. But also, yeah, your running back is a tiny little guy that fucking owns. Like, I'm totally invested in that. That sounds awesome. All right, so we're gonna put a little glue on here. We don't have to do too much, just a little bit of glue as we adhere this to this. We don't have to do too much with this piece because it will fit in very well. Really, we're just doing this. We're just putting some glue in there because some pieces are sticking out of this that are going to go into our engine, and it would be nice to have this all as one unit so that it'll fit easier and not fall apart when we go to slam it all together. So we don't have to put pressure on this because it is fitting together, which is nice. So we don't have to add a lot of pressure to it. We can actually put this aside for a little while, which is cool. But yeah, I still told like I said, I don't watch a lot of sports anime in the same way that I like one outs because it's like I only watch if there's more one outs than one season. I've only watched the first season, so there might be more of it, and I haven't watched it, and maybe it doesn't hold up. But the first season of one outs I love because it's just like the main character fucking is great, but is a total asshole. And then a number one thing they're like, "Oh, I hate you're so good, but definitely don't like baseball. You definitely are a great pitcher that does not feel the same way we do about this." And there's a lot of trickery and underhandedness and stuff, and I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that a lot. And one last thing about Ice Shield 21, a lot of big characters, a lot of big choices, a lot of big characters. I like that a lot. Which is cool. And even the person's art style, I can still see it. So, all right, so this, we might have to put way more glue on this or adhesive on this, but I'm just putting pressure on it right now. And I'm going to leave it, and then I'm going to put the other piece in and see if that works there. So then we'll just take this here, add a bunch to this, and fit it in place. All right. And we'll just put this aside, and then hopefully it will adhere well. And if not, we'll fix it. That's the other thing. Like, you know, this kit, all the elements of this kit, like, I'm doing my best. I'm gonna figure it out. If I fuck up, I fuck up. I really appreciate that this kit, the instructions of this kit, one, lots of English included. Very helpful for this. And two, so this is the size of part of the engine, right? Look at it compared to the instructions. Isn't that nice? How much bigger it is? So you can actually like see what it wants from you, and you can look at it and go like, oh, like just the fact that it zooms in is, in my opinion, super helpful. I really feel like I know what I'm supposed to be doing there with it being that size. Not to scale, I should say. In this instance, to me, it's helpful. Yeah, I think that's really useful. Just like a lot easier for me to find like what I need to do next. So I'm happy about that. Let's see. But yeah, I really liked Initial D. I thought it was good. I think as it went on, I would have liked a little more growth from Takumi. I think like they were teasing him becoming a real character and a full-fledged person, and we never quite got there, which bummed me out because I think it would have been cooler. We did get some touches of it, but it really was about the racing, and I don't mind that. But I do like character development. Kind of a sucker for it. Normally I stream, on Saturdays. I will be streaming tomorrow. Can't stress this enough. The reason why I'm doing this today is because I'm still doing a stream tomorrow. It's just that the stream tomorrow is a charity stream from 8 p.m. till midnight Eastern Time, where I'll be raising money for St. Jude by playing Jackbox games with the chat and, trying to get people to donate and spread word. I believe I will be hosted for at least partial of the stream by Kate Stark because I am joining the Chat Loaf and Friends, which is Kate's team for St. Jude. So I decided to do my stream today because I couldn't do it tomorrow. Or I could have done it earlier in the day, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So did this. And I had originally like kind of thought, well, I could take the night off from the work I do, and just come in or take the night off and do my stream, 9 to 11 like I normally do. But not doing great as far as finding full-time work. So really can't turn down part-time work. Gotta go into work tonight. Okay. 113. That's 124 there, so 113. Some tiny, these pieces are a little small here, but we'll do our best to figure it out. That, and then 110. Got my fan going here pretty closer to the table than normal. It's at an angle, so it shouldn't blow this around. But, I'm working with chemicals, and fumes are a concern. I felt fine yesterday, but I also only did this for an hour, so, try to close the lid down when I can, even if I'm not screwing the lid on, just to kind of keep things balanced here. So this goes into this. So that goes into that, and I'll have to put the pressure down on that. I'll do that first, and then this is a very tiny piece. Goes into. Holy shit, that's tiny. Should once again say, I've said this before. I try to not be a broken record about it. I don't know a lot about cars. Like, I know I'm building the engine here, the engine block, but like, there are specifics that I just do not have. Like, I don't know what I'm built. I don't know what this is here, but I'm gonna stick it into this car piece here, and that's like as best as I can do. Grizzly bear, black bear, polar bear. Indeed. Those are bears. There's also the Canadian Papa Bear, which is a subscriber to the channel. Also, hello, Alexandra. Happy to have you here. Thanks for stopping in. Folks, if you're a subscriber, this looks terrifying. Yeah. You picked a bit of a tough spot. Throw the bear cave in the Lego, and I'm going to throw the Scythe-emote in there if you're a subscriber, because Alexandra is the artist that did all of these. So it's always nice to say that. Yeah, this is the tiniest piece that I've dealt with on the stream. So you have picked a time where I am doing a very tiny piece. But yes. This is a tiny business. We're doing some tiny business here. The story goes, I said this on stream. Just fletch it and say you're installing. Yes, indeed. The real thing is that what I said is I put this, I saw it, I was like, I wonder if there are initial D kits in there. Saw it, put on my wish list, and then someone in the chat was like, hey, actually that's a glue kit. And I was like, well, I put on my wish list. I guess if you guys want to make me do it, someone could buy it. And then that happened. So now I have to do it. I could have taken it off my wish list and been like, oh, I don't want to do this. But here we are. All right, now I'm just going to hold this, press this down, and glue it together. Hamburgers are good. I don't need to change your mind, Saz. I enjoy. Speaking of very tiny pieces, I got my first RG Gun Plus as young today, and I'm very nervous. Yeah, so take your time with it. Real grades are, there's a lot of tiny pieces for that scale. They can be really interesting and complex. But yeah, take your time with it. Make sure you're snipping the pieces off correctly as always. And yeah, they can be a bit rough. Board says, I picked it because it was the only car and thought it'd be neat. Indeed. Yeah, Board, we said this. I said this in this stream. This is a real car, and it's based on a real car design because the initial D is based on real cars. which is interesting and weird. And then also like, yeah, it's like it's our first car and it's our first like real world item. Um, but yeah, when I first put it on my wish list, I did not know that it was a glue kit. But also like, I'm interested in doing that and working on glue kits. All right, so now we're just gonna hold this together as the plastic actually melts together, because that's the whole thing with these kits, is that you're actually using this liquid cement. We're actually slightly melting the plastic, and then they connect together. And then we're going to fit this into this as well and do this. Basically, we're just working on our engine here, building our engine out. So, yeah, that's about right. That's about ready. And then we will, this will go in here, this side. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. So we'll just dab our liquid cement, give it some adhere points, dab our liquid cement, give it some adhere points, and connect them together. Well, I hope the Totoro papercraft works out then. Ha, yeah. I mean, oh, thank you for the follow, Young. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, papercraft I've done at least more in my life. It's been a few years, but I did do it. That's right. I gotta make sure I'm leaning back some because it's still light outside. So, this camera's picking stuff up there. All right, so we're done with that part of the adherence. We're done with that. I'm gonna go back and look at this part of this. Yep, that's connected. Okay, great. All right, now we can build off of this here. Now we've done that side. Turn it around. Cut off. This will be fun because I mean it's giving me instructions, which is funny in my mind. It's funny that it's like, hey, this is what you paint this. This is the color you paint this, and all that. Which to me is just very funny because like I'm not painting any of this. I'm not doing any of that. Don't you worry. This car is going to be whatever the plastic is painted. That's what this car is going to be. So that'll go like that. And then 122 will go on the top part. But I do like that they're like, this is what you should paint this color. You should paint this color. Like that's helpful. That's nice. If that was something I wanted to do, it'd be pretty neat. Okay, and then I need to snap off that. But yeah, if this didn't have so much English, it would be way tougher. Slap a bunch of extra decals on it. Yes. Yeah, just get some stickers, from some high-grade stickers, and shove them on there. This does have some decals for the car, and I don't normally do water-based stuff, but I've been thinking about it because I think I would like to put the I think I'd like to put the license plates on, but I don't know. That's where I'm going to figure that out. That's on my off time, which I did not really have yesterday and today. So, but I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about the idea of like having doing maybe the license plates as like a trial, because I'm not really familiar with that, with doing that kind of work. So I don't know, maybe. All right, so that goes like that. That looks good. This goes like this. So I think I want to do the top first. They don't give you instructions on which one to do first and which second, but I think this is a better plan, is to do that, and then do this last, because this has got to go into here in the side. Yeah. do that last. Great. All right, so now I know the order of my assembly, which is good. And now I can just do it. Take this here. Put this on there, like that. Okay. Ultron recommends that I slap airbrush Hatsune Miku or Dope Wizard on the hood. Yeah, that is an option. Maybe I'll print out the name of, because I don't think it has the... It doesn't. Oh, it does. I can put the name of the tofu shop on the side. Because this is a delivery car. Tofu delivery. That's the whole premise of how Takumi got to be so good at this. Xandra just subscribed with a... Oh, that's a Boardming just gifted Xandra a tier 1. That's Board's 15th gift. Please, let's throw the Bear Cave emote on there as a thank you to Board for that gift. And welcome back to subscriptions for Xandra. Board, that's so generous of you. Thank you very much. And, you know, as always, the numbers go up when that happens. And I enjoy when the numbers go up. Makes me happy to see. That's there. But yeah. My love of Initial D and my interest in trying something new is overcoming my general, complete and total fear of this kit, I think. I hope. But as I said, we did start the stream with the part that actually made me nervous, so this is way easier than that. If you missed the beginning of the stream, putting the wheels on was me sticking pieces on to things that are just kind of glued on somewhat casually, and me being kind of wary of that part. But I think it turned out okay. Alright, so then this is going to go into this part of the engine. And then we're going to put that on there and that on there. Okay. Yay, numbers. Indeed. Yeah, the numbers going up is always great. Okay. That did not adhere. Okay. So what am I doing? Oops. Alright, so I'm going to... some of these pieces, they tell you when there's some like extra parts to it. It's probably in the production process that they had to throw in some extra plastic. And then they're like, snip this off. And I didn't snip that off well. So that is the problem I've run into. The one thing I didn't say about Initial D yet that bears me saying is it's also great because the music is all like perfect and terrible and great. It's like perfect for the era of just like just night beats, just Euro night beats. Fucking rules. Yep. Night Fever. It's just like a lot of fucking exactly. It's a lot of music you would think that they would be listening to as they race. Tokyo's on fire, indeed. Yes, no more sleep in Tokyo. A lot of like English phrases, and then a whole lot of Japanese, and then more English phrases. Night Fever, yeah. It's a lot of that. And I used to just have it playing all the time as I worked in retail, when I worked retail. That was a go-to of mine. Yeah, all my emotes are done by Alexandra. I'm very happy about that. And at some point we'll get a fourth emote, but that's a ways away because I only have one tier 3 subscriber, so the tier 2 and 3 share their own emote. And then also, I don't have a lot of money right now to be spending on things like that. But the next time I need a new emote, very clear, very certain Alexandra's the person for the job. The gal I'll call. Alright. So we added that. We added that. That's going to take a second to adhere. We got to put a thing on the front, and we got to put a thing on the side. As I said, I am saying a thing on the front and a thing on the side because I don't know what I'm talking about otherwise. Just car parts. No. 109. I can tell you that these are belts. I know that these are belts. I know that. That's where I'm at with this part of the build. I know that these are belts. Cool, cool. So this is going to go here. So I don't need much to attach that to. Oh, that'll go like that. Okay. That's good. That'll go like that. And then this is a tiny little piece. It goes in there. Okay. Cut them off. I'm going to do the tiny piece first. I know my spiffler for my drum crank and gas shaft. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is the oil. Like, hey, we attached the muffler last night. Hey, we've done the oil, like, the oil pan is already part of the bottom of the kit, so we don't have to put in the oil pan. Like, I know some stuff, but I know there is a carburetor. Is this the carburetor? I don't know. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to, because this piece is very tiny, we are going to try to use tweezers to attach it. But the problem with using tweezers, and why I don't think I'm going to do that, is tweezers actually could cause this piece to just fly away out of my hands. So instead, I'm going to try the lightest amount of pressure using my snipper clips. And we'll see if that works. We add this there. Also, we can just do pressure. Because this is not hard for me to hold, actually. I'm sorry, I'm sick right now. Oh, that's fine. Suspension needs braces, oil pan. Hey, Simpsons reference is always appreciated. But I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. Feel better fast, Xandra. Alright, so I got this tiny piece on here. I'm just putting pressure on it to try to give it time to adhere. And it should be fine. And then we can now move on to the other one. And we'll just prep it. Okay. Do that there, do that there. Put a little dot there, a little dot there. We can be pretty generous with this. Also, I'm not expecting to do another glue or liquid cement, anything like this in the future. So, like, I might find a project to use this cement for, but if I use it all up on this kit, that's fine with me. Because it's not like we are going to enter an era of me doing kits like this all the time. Like, no thanks. Not interested in that. That's not my interest there. Alright, so now we're just going to hold this, let it pressurize. I apologize, the lighting in general in here is kind of weird. I mean, like I said, it's because it's the daytime still. It's still light because we haven't hit the summer where it gets, it's still, light for a long time. And that will cause, that causes it to be a little tough here sometimes for me to do recording with my green screen. Alright. That should be good. Let that set aside for a bit. Alright, now we're gonna put our engine in there. And then we got a few other pieces to put in too. Our radiator, I know that's a radiator. And then I guess our radiator also connects to that. And that goes in there. Now it doesn't tell me to do any parts first or last. So I think we'll do 14 first. Just do it. Absorb the sun's energy, it will give you strength. Yes. That you know, you're not wrong, but it does make for doing green screen in a room that there is a window that I have blocked off, but still not enough. It does make it tough sometimes. Alright, so this is 114. We know we need that. We need 101. Which I think this is our car battery. I think 101 is the car is representing the car battery. And then this is the radiator. And the radiator adheres to 108 or 108, which is a hose of some sort. As I said, I've got a very limited knowledge of this stuff. So going from what I know. It's gonna go. Where does it actually go? So this goes on here. This goes in here. Alright, I gotta figure out where. Alright, I found the piece that. Okay, so this goes like this. Alright. Do our best. We're doing our best here. So we got the car here. We'll do this piece first, just because it's not too hard to do this one. This just goes like that around it. Yeah, just goes like that. Yeah, that's easy. That's an easy piece to assemble, so we'll do that. Dab there. Oh, I'm not doing it on camera. That would be helpful for y'all if I did it on camera. All right. So that goes there. I'll let that set. We can do our car battery here, which is looks like that. And that just goes into those two pegs there. That's nice and easy. Dab, dab. Dab, dab. Last night I definitely had the fan running in here. Yeah, I think that's what this piece is supposed to be, because there's a connector on top. I think this is supposed to be the car battery. The little gray piece, silver piece there. If I know my layouts, I think that's where the car battery goes. No, that's not the car battery. This is definitely the car battery. That's definitely the car battery. We'll look at it later. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's like the windshield wiper reservoir, because I know that's somewhere. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot going on in this kit. The engine looks really detailed. Yeah, I would say for a small kit like this, this is like pretty fucking rad. Alright, so what we're going to do is we've got the hose that connects these two pieces. I'm going to try to figure out how that gets connected, because I'm not sure the steps I should be doing for this. If I should be doing the whole gear to it or what. But I'm going to put the engine in. I'm going to put the engine in, and then we'll figure it out from there. Alright. Let's put the engine in. And then we'll work on the radiator. And look, if I don't want to put that little tiny piece there, I won't put that little tiny piece there. If the engine is, the engine I put in, and then I put the radiator in, and that's where we leave off, that's where we leave off. Because the radiator is going to go like this. And then there's a little piece that connects the two. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe it will. I'm okay with it. Maybe I'll just connect it to the front one and not that one. Maybe we'll do that. Because that way it's like this. Yeah. So it goes like that. I'll do that. Yeah, there's a lot of detail to this kit. I'm very happy with that, but alright. Just do this. Thing that was odd is we put this together like a few steps ago, and we're only going to add this now, which feels weird to me, but whatever. Thanks everybody who's hanging out tonight. Appreciate that. As I said, I know that this is a weird time, not my normal build time or my normal build day, so I appreciate folks hanging out. In a little bit, I'll talk about pause for the cause and all that, ways you can help out the channel and all that stuff. Keep it brief, and then again promote tomorrow's stream, 8 p.m. Eastern time till midnight. Just Jackbox stuff. Just playing Jackbox games. Having fun with Jackbox games. That's what we're doing on stream tomorrow. So I hope folks will be able to come hang out for that. Because that'll be fun. Alright, so while we're waiting on, I'm going to wait for this to set a little bit before I attach it. We can do a couple other pieces here. And then I'll take a momentary break. As I said, I'll pause for the cause, as always. Also be good because I'll let a bunch of pieces set, which is always nice. And I got some anime talk. Normally, I build on Saturday, so there's some stuff I didn't come out yet that'll air tomorrow I'll be able to talk about. But I have two shows I can talk about. I can talk about my general feelings about one of them and how it maybe isn't my favorite. What started off as definitely my favorite show of the season is now maybe not my favorite show of the season. Still good, but maybe not my favorite show. I don't know. Talk about that after the break. Oops. Here. Yeah, you go in there. You come out of here. Alright. This is a good reminder to test fit before you add the adhesive. Should have tested how this goes in before I added adhesive to it. That's fine. That'll work out just fine. But yeah, first and foremost, thanks so much for watching, everybody who's hanging out. I very much appreciate you being here. This is the Build Weather Workshop. This is my normally I stream Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern. I am not streaming for that. I'm streaming until 8 p.m. tonight. So thanks for hanging out. If you're following, consider becoming a subscriber. You can use your Twitch coin. You can use your Amazon. Either works and is if you have Amazon Prime, you link it with your Twitch, you get Twitch Prime. Hey, Twitch Prime users, if you have Twitch Prime, you can get a month of Crunchyroll right now. If you want to do that, get a month of Crunchyroll Premium. That's a thing that Twitch Prime, that's outside me. That's just a thing you could do, and I recommend it. But yeah, bits and coins always appreciated. The numbers going up, I said that earlier, always awesome when the numbers go up. You can also join my Patreon. $5 and $10 supporters get videos early. $10, you're going to be getting a poll soon, and people can vote. This kit, which was bought by Board, is from my Amazon wish list. I've got a bunch of stuff in my Amazon wish list. You can take a look at that. That jumps the order. I do have a backlog, but if you want to buy something off that wish list, I will build it on the stream before I build other things. That is the trade-off. That as things arrive from my wish list, I put them together and build them on stream. So if you see something on there you'd like to see me build on there, consider doing that. It's a huge help for me. I have a coffee, ko.fi.com/PatBaer. That's for one-time donations. Any money I make through Twitch, YouTube ads, Patreon, coffee, all goes into buying kits and equipment for the stream. It all goes back in, plus other stuff. So I always appreciate it. Gifting subs is always nice. You can always do that if that's something you'd like to do. I got a Discord. You can join my Discord if you want. It's cool. Consider joining the Build with Baer Discord. It's right there. People post stuff. It's fun. We got this stream, so we don't need to worry with that. Tomorrow is the Jackbox stream. It's 8 p.m. till midnight Eastern time tomorrow. Consider donating. The donate link I'm also putting in there as well. If you just wanted to donate but didn't want to watch, you could do that. It's going to St. Jude Hospital, which is a great charity. I'm very happy to help raise money for that. We're doing Jackbox for St. Jude. And then my background and characters from this week is about an internet person. It's an improvised character piece. I think it's fun. If you want to jump in on that, you're more than welcome. I'm going to tweet out that that we're still going. Entering hour 2. Because as always, when I stop talking about what's going on and start talking about ways to support the channel, people drop off, and it makes sense. It's a good time for them to do it, and it's okay. And video, blah, blah. Alright, so I'm gonna take a look at that later. That's an email I have to look at after the stream's over. But yeah, okay, we can get back into it. Let's see. More pieces to glue and adhere. Let's go back to that last thing we were given this time to set. We can now glue it together. There we go. Here. I'm just going to stick this on here. We're doing a radiator. So it's the second hour. And the second hour means that I talk about anime because it's the second hour of the stream. And the number one thing I want to talk about is two shows that came out today, so I could talk about them because I watched them. One is Fruits Basket. I don't have a lot to say about Fruits Basket. The drama is continuing. Character development is good. Good interactions. I think the art is beautiful and very evocative of the manga. So I'm overall pleased with the decisions that were made about Fruits Basket. I was very surprised when I heard that there was going to be a remake of it. Still not sure why they chose to do it, but I'm happy they did, because as I said, I think it's a great show. So yeah, I'm pleased. Not a lot to say. I know there's going to be way more drama and sadness coming. It's that show. Like, it's on the way. Get into it, I guess. But yeah, overall, I've been very pleased with it. I don't have a lot to say about Fruits Basket other than, yeah, Fruits Basket. It's happening. Alright, so this battery goes in like this. Let's see. Anything else I want to chat about? Okay, the other anime is, oh yeah, Senryu Girl. So Senryu Girl started off as like my favorite show of the season. And it's still good, but it is not my favorite show of the season right now. I think One Punch Man has been getting better and better with every episode and is now taking the #1 rank. Whereas Senryu Girl is like, the last episode wasn't great because I don't care about the dad. And then this episode, uh, like, had another very trite fucking thing. Like, the whole idea of a character that doesn't speak and only communicates through senryu or haiku is really interesting. I think it's a really interesting premise, and I think it's, for the most part, handled very well and compelling. Um, and there's a love story, and I was like, sure, the love story, that's fine. But it's so fucking about the love story that I think it loses a lot of it. I think it's too focused on the love story elements, this young love that neither is really prepared to deal with or talk about or, even interact with one another about it, is so trite. Like, the whole episode was basically leading up to them sharing an umbrella. And that's so fucking anime. The guy and girl sharing an umbrella thing is so... I was just like, God damn it. So, I'm disappointed because I think the show is better than some of the choices that it's made. And I wish that, I wish it was... I wish it was a little more original. But it's still very cute, don't get me wrong. And also, the character that only speaks in draws, it doesn't speak either, and just draws, could be the main character of another show. And in this show, feels underused. She showed up today and I was happy, but I thought she'd be in more episodes. There's also some weird sex jokes that are like fine, but just seem out of place. Like, hey, so this is not me saying that there shouldn't be, like, they're high school kids. Their sex jokes are fine. I'm not against that, the idea of it. It just feels like very, anytime there is any, like, boner joke, it feels so out of left field and so, like, odd that I'm always just like, wait, what? Wait, where'd that come from? Why is that there? Why is this happening? That is, they just feel very out of place. But I do want to stress that I like the show. Do you think it would be better a full half hour instead of like 10 minutes? Yeah, Ultron, maybe. Maybe if it was like if it was a double thing and it was like 2 stories in one, and so even if it wasn't like one continuous long story, it was broken up, that might be cool. But I don't know. I don't know if it would benefit from that. I think it's a cool show and a cool premise. I just think that they're not fulfilling their potential, in my opinion. Alright, so we'll put a dab of glue here, but this really isn't going to need glue. Alright. But yeah, I'd still like it. It's just, as I said, One Punch Man Season 2 has just gotten better and better with every single episode this season, whereas the first episodes were kind of shit, and then it's just gotten like way, way better with every single one. There was a big stumble here, where I thought this one was fine, but like I said, very trite, the sharing an umbrella thing. Whereas, like, Love is War, Kaguya, which I didn't really like too much because I think it was a fine enough comedy. I think the supporting characters were good. I never really talked about it on stream too much. I watched it, all of it, but never I didn't watch it while it was coming out. I watched it recently. That show has a like share an umbrella like episode, but it fits into the overall story of it being competitive. Kaguya, Love is War, is basically a to like the president and vice president, student council, both like each other. Neither is willing to admit it's love is war. So it's like them battling each other to get the other person to like acknowledge their feelings for the other. It's a whole thing, and it's over the top and nonsense. And there's some great supporting characters that I think are that shine really well in that show. Uh, but for the most part, it's like that show when that deals with nonsense. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It should be dealing with nonsense. And that like episode because it makes it like competitive. All right, where does this go? Sorry, I'm gonna take a second to figure out. Nope, nope, nope. That's the last shot of this engine block. The last shot of this engine block is a photo that I can't recognize how this works. That's not good. Points down. Okay, so I know that goes like that. I guess this just goes here. I guess that just goes like that. That's how it's supposed to look. I guess. It's this piece here. I guess so, yeah. Because that connects to that. And that just... Yeah, alright. Well, that's how our engine's going to look. I think I have any reference photos. Tells me... Yeah, alright. Well, that's where we're going to go. If you told me that's correct, I would believe you. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, oh, that looks right. So, we'll add some glue and fucking do it. Of course, when I say glue, I do mean liquid cement. That's fine. I mentioned Honey and Clover yesterday. I still recommend that show. I think Honey and Clover is fantastic. The sub and dub are on Crunchyroll right now. They just got added. That's a, fucking 14-year-old show. But I think the second season isn't as good as the first season. But I think the first season is excellent. It's a drama. Kids at art school. Unrequited love. Requited love. Growing and changing as a person. Beautiful art, really pretty art. Overall, I think it's cool. Probably fucking pretentious. It's been a long time since I watched it. I'm definitely less of a pretentious person than I was when it came out. So I'm sure that I have somewhat of a different opinion of it now than I did then. All right, let's see. They never told me to take that part. Okay. All right, we're moving on to... This is done for now. The interior of that part of the car is done. Now it's time to... Oh, okay. Got our car here. Check this shit out. It's our car. Flip this like this. Yikes. All right. 43, 59. Let's see. 59 will be in here. Oh, that's 56. Okay. Here's a clear piece. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So we're putting all our glass in, quote unquote, which is obviously plastic. So it's all the plastic we're putting in. And then So I'm test fitting everything basically before I do it, because I'm, still nervous about all this. So this snips in there, and that goes in like this. Then it adheres to that. And then okay, so that goes like that, that goes like that. And then there's the rear view mirror has to go in, and that's 43. This is definitely, some of this stuff is, ooh, I like the console. Console looks cool. Some of this is, some of this is a little nerve-wracking, and I'm like, okay, I think this is right. I think this is right. Okay, this seems right. Okay. This is a peg. I don't need that. Okay. A lot of that. A lot of this is that. I think. Yeah, alright. Okay, so we'll do the windshield first, and then we'll do the rear view mirror second. Okay. Check that out. All right. Just put some here. Here. I'm just putting some glue where there are pegs. There are not that many pegs. And where I think it would be helpful to have this kind of connected. But it doesn't have to be super great here. All right. All right. Yep. Put that in there. A lot of the friction of the car together is going to hold this in place as well. So there are some spots I didn't, and then also there's going to be some plastic that goes over it, like the back, that's going to fit in here and hold in place too. So I don't have to go nuts with that plastic, which is good because the kind of clear plastic could definitely discolor and warp. Thanks for everybody that's hanging out. I know this part is a lot of me being very stressed. As always, when we hit the kind of tail end, the last part of the stream, if there's anything you want to chat about tonight, okay, that's going on. Like I said, I don't really have much that happened since yesterday, so when I do back-to-back streams, occasionally I do run out of things to say. So if there's something you want to chat about, I'm always interested to hear. Let me know. I'm going to put this dashboard in there. I'm going to put this, not dashboard, rear view mirror in. And then we'll move on to the next part of the car. We'll just leave it like that. It's like the center oh, no. That isn't. What am I? This isn't the review, because that would be there. Oh, yeah. Because I put it in the wrong place. Ultron says, I ordered a bunch of high grades from a new website. Fingers crossed. Indeed. Yeah. Hope everything works out good for you, my friend. Working with new can always be scary. So I almost put the rearview mirror like basically where the dash goes, and that doesn't make any sense. That's just a silly place to put that. Put it here. Said I gotta put it here. It was called Gundam Max, Shopify. It's new as far as I know. Okay, well, let me know, like obviously let us know if it works out great, for folks that are looking to buy stuff. If that ends up being a quality site, it's always nice to know that. People ask, Obviously, I use Amazon mostly because I am asking, y'all to buy stuff on there. So, $70 for free shipping, that's pretty good. Yeah, I hope that, some of these sales stuff looks good. So hopefully you're getting stuff that appeals to you. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, the prices of the MGs and PGs were about expected. The HGs are a lot cheaper. Yeah, they also might just have like a run of they got a good deal, and now they're like, hey, let's have less of these. All right, so we can put this aside as well. Oh, hey, it's the dashboard. It's the center console. But yeah, and also I'm not building high grades that often. Occasionally I do. I buy high grades if there's something that doesn't have can't get the other version of. But yeah, hey, why don't you let me know what piece that is? 41. Is that 12? Nope. Okay, so 133. We need 132. Here's 133. 3 is our steering wheel. And then 40 is our... I forget what this is called. Hey everybody that's hanging out and watching the stream, thanks very much for being here. As always, it's like I said, this is a weird time. It's a Friday night. It's not my normal build stream, but I appreciate y'all being here and hanging out. Also have to remember that this car is in Japan canonically, so it is got to put the steering wheel on the proper side. So we will do that. And then got to put the tofu in the cup holder. So we got to get that right. Which is 132. It's black piece here. Oh, there's a different steering wheel. Huh. To decide which steering wheel I want to use. 132. Here it is. Okay. Hi Harold, happy to have you here. Thanks for coming in. Always appreciate it, my friend. All right, so we'll put this here. This goes where? Oops. So sometimes I'm just like looking at it, and I was like, what do you want from me? What is this? Some of these instructions are incredibly helpful. Some of them are not as helpful as I would like. And that's annoying. But it'll be okay. Between the parts, there's no indication. Yeah. So this is the cup holder that contains the tofu, because that's a whole element of the show. And that goes console top, console bottom. Okay, it goes like that. All right. Alright, so let's do that first. And then we'll do the steering wheel second. I haven't decided which steering wheel I'm going to use. I think I'm probably going to use the black one. But I don't know. I've got two different steering wheels here that we can use. I set it to host, but I guess it didn't go through. That's okay, Harold. That's fine. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. It's always nice. So we're just hearing this here, using our hand to hold it together. As always. But yeah, if there's anything everybody wants to chat about the next, part of the stream, totally okay with hearing from you. If there's something you want to gossip about, something going on. If not, that's fine. We'll let that set while we figure out. Yeah, right now I want to decide for myself which steering wheel I want to use because I'm going to have to glue these together. I kind of think I'm going to go with the black steering wheel. I think the black one looks better against the dashboard. I think that's a nicer looking one. So I think I'm going to go with the black. Oops, as it bounces away from me. Put this like this. Drop this in here. Yeah, it'll stand out. Yeah, I think it will. Alright, so now I'm just holding these together, giving this a chance to set. I'm going to put this other steering wheel in the box so it can be used later time. And I'm just letting this set together because I'm going to have to put it into the console anyway. And then, ooh, the undercarriage is, I'm going to do some interior stuff here. Got to build some seats. That's fun. Put in the gear shift and the e-brake. That's fun too. Oh, we got some easy stuff coming up. Some stuff that looks simple enough coming up. So happy with that. All right, that's set. Oh, it's so nice and fast. And then we can set into the dash here. We're going to put a dab there on this. We're going to put some on here. And then we will this where it needs to be. And then just hold them in place for a little bit. And while I do that, I can get the other pieces I need out of here. We need that. So we need 40. Let's see, that's 251. So we got that, we got that, we got that. All right, that's all part of there. And 39. 39 is here. Great. Ultra says, I'm currently working on a 144 Barbados Lupus, and I'm impressed. Some of the same type of joint construction as the 100. Yeah, I think Iron Blooded Orphans, Bandai went really strong with those. I think everything from the full mechanics down to the real grade I built that was a Lupus Rex, like it's a lot of detail. They do a lot. I think they did some really, really good work. Okay, so I still need these here with those models. So yeah, I think there's some really impressive detail work in that. I'm not a huge real grade person, but I did like that real grade I built for that show. Not a whole skeleton, mind you, but built not to fall for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's not a full mechanic, certainly. It's a 144 scale, but it's a lot of good work. All right, so we'll do that. And so that goes like this. It's going to go like this here. We'll do the tiny pieces first, and then we'll build out the seats, which are bigger and probably easier to put in, and then we can work around that. Here. Sorry. There. It's going to go like this. Okay. So we test fit first. Easy enough. That just sits right there. That's easy. Test fitting is definitely something I should have been doing every step of this. I'm still doing it on some steps, but it should have been a thing that I did at every single one. Was put them together, take a look at them, make sure if I have to adjust anything, or if I don't understand how a thing's supposed to go, and then do it. Is how I should have been doing the whole time. But yeah, so that you can see those are our pedals, our brake pedals, our gas pedal are going in right now. So we'll let that set. I should say, not sit. We'll let it. I mean, we'll let it sit, but we're letting it set. So now we can take out our bucket seats here. I've driven a couple cars that have had seats like this. Most of the cars I've had have had, like, you know, not this detailed, like not racing chairs, seats, like racing seats. But I've had a couple that were meant, a little bit for speed. More than just like getting from place to place. Always be testing. Exactly, Jam. You're totally right. That is the philosophy that we should adopt while doing stuff like this. Okay, so let's put in the gear shift here, and we'll put in the e-brake as well, and then we'll put in the seats. I think that's a good philosophy for this. All right. Okay. And okay. So we'll first off we look at it. We'll go. Okay, it sits like that. That's how it looks. Test it. I almost glued it first after just saying that's not what we're gonna do from now on. And we'll put some pressure on it just to kind of keep it in place while it does its thing. Next thing is going to be this here, which is the e-brake. Alright, so we'll let that go there. Would this car fit a G.I. Joe? Ultron, I don't know. I mean, these seats are pretty small. It'd have to be a small Joe. I don't think so. Gonna go lie down and rest. Good luck, Pat. Sandra, good luck to you. Feel better. Thanks for stopping in. Always nice to have you here. I hope some rest will do you some good. Alright. Alright, let's do the e-brake next. Alright. I keep looking at this. There's a whole page here that's some sort of survey that is all in Japanese, and I have no idea what it says, but I keep looking down at it. Of like, oh, multiple choice, huh? Okay. But it's definitely a model, like, I assume it's about model kits, or like, would you buy this thing if it was available? Would you be interested in this? I'm sure. Send it in. You might win, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's that part. Alright, so that's where the e-brake goes. This is nice and easy. Just put some glue here. And as I said, when I say glue, I mean liquid cement. You know what I mean. Alright, we'll put that in there. That's good. We'll put the backs on our seats here. And it goes in there. Alright, so this is going to go, he's got to get adhered to. Could have done this sooner. It's okay. Go like that. Alright. Okay. Just go like that. You can just hold it like that and it'll go. Great. Let's adhere. Yeah, so tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time is my, till midnight Eastern Time is my charity stream for St. Jude. Um, I'm going to play just all Jackbox games. We'll play TKO, we'll play bracketeering, we'll do the rap battle, we'll do lots of Quiplash probably. Um, I think it will be a good time, and I hope the people have fun doing it, and I hope we can raise a bunch of money for charity. That's obviously a goal. Uh, but yeah, I thought Saturday would be a good time to do it. Doing 4 hours seemed like it would be good. My goal is $500. Hopefully, be able to make that, but any money raised would be great. Uh, my incentives right now are just $200. Just doing like 2-word answers for Quiplash, which is a really fun variant. And then $300 we do nice rap battle. Thank you, Ultron. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you can, that'd be great. But even just being there and helping out is great. Um, uh, but yeah, I thought that an idea of like nice rap battle would be fun, where like you can't be mean to anyone, including yourself. You can't be self-deprecating. Because I played nice rap the Madverse City. I played a version of that with somebody, with a couple people, and they end up being self-deprecating, which was like, that's not nice. It's not nice to you. All right, so this is gonna go. The seat's gonna go like this. Seat just goes in there, huh? Okay. I don't. Trying to figure out if there's any trick to how this seat goes in. There doesn't appear to be. Just kind of goes in like that. Okay. I'm also trying not to put any pressure on the seat back here, because that's where it's still drying. You know, if I was using this home, I should say, then I would certainly take a lot more time letting things set before I built anything here. But I think it'll be fine. The spots I'm taking my time with, I think, are good ones. And then if I have to fix anything, on Sunday or Monday during the day, I'll do that after letting it set for some time. And as we said, I'm learning as I go, right? I might be doing some of these steps very wrong. I know that if I was painting, I would have to be much more careful with my cement, because I know that this cement would eat away. I mean, it eats away at the plastic a bit, but it would very much eat away at the paint. If I was painting this and not really letting it set, it would very much eat away at that. So it hasn't. I'm going to redo this, which is good. All right. But yeah, we're learning as we go and figuring it out as we do it. So if I haven't done it quite right, I'll learn from my mistakes. Booyah. Okay. Alright, so paint, that's just paint instructions. This is going to go. I'm going to get the pieces I need out of here, and then I'm going to figure out how they go together. Working on more car interior. Okay. All right. this is going to go... Okay, so this goes like this and lays there. So I want to do these next because this dashboard here, the console, slides in this. And slides into that. Yeah. Okay. So I want to do these first. Give it a place for it to slide it. Great. Okay. Looking at the connection points. Making sure everything's good. Shit this down here. Trying not to touch my seats, which are still solidifying here. Okay. Start by doing this here. There. And do this here. There. Look here. Oops. Okay. And then what I can do is, while I'm in the set, I can add a little more to some of the connecting pieces here, just for stability's sake, right? Get a little more stable in some of the spots. Great. Now I can do the other side. First I fit it in place, just like that. Yeah. This thing's really coming together. I'm feeling, look, I am trying not to be overconfident because that is bad news. So I'm certainly not trying to be overconfident, but I am trying to be positive about what we're doing here. Because like that is beneficial. To keep in a posy outlook, but to not fall into a trap of being too positive, which could lead to ruin. I think it's going very well. Well, thank you, Ultron. Appreciate that. I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at now. Go with that. And then, of course, when we're adding this into the car and then the top of the car, the frame on top of it, a lot of this will be reinforced. So we don't want it to be wobbly. We do have some leeway in it. And then we'll just hit some of the connections with a little glue. Kind of. Yeah, I don't know if I would be like, all right, I can't wait to do another one of these after this, but I am enjoying it. It is fun to do. So I am happy that I'm doing it. Even if I'm not like, fuck yeah, can't wait to do this again. Alright, and then this is going to go slot in here. Okay, so that's going to slot in like that. That makes sense. And it's not really connected, but yeah. And then the bumper's still got to go on to the front of the car part, and it's going to go in here, and the whole thing. It's got to be a whole thing. It's got to be a whole thing. Slide it all in and do all that. What if a Space Marine Legion? Yeah, no. Somebody did ask me, they're like, oh, well, if I bought them, would you do like some Warhammer painting? And I was like, I would thank you for wanting to buy something for me to build on stream, but not feel comfortable at all doing it. And it wouldn't be something that I would want to do on stream. But I would be very appreciative of the offer. But I would probably say, no, no, don't do that. Because somebody was threatening to bring me some 40K miniatures to PAX. And I was like, please don't. I don't want to paint on stream. Who knows? That could change. But I think that would be on me to try it. More, like, and see if that was something I'm going to do, like, off camera, off stream. And then be like, yeah, this is the thing I definitely want to do on stream. Not like, hey, I've never painted miniatures before. Let's do it. No thanks. That seems to be the way to ruin everyone's fun. Okay. So the next step is windshield wiper, or not windshield, is the car lights. I'm going to save that for the next step. So, but I am going to do 2 steps here before we wrap up, because I'm probably going to wrap up a little early because I do have to go to work for a couple hours. So I am going to do 2 things. I'm going to do the windshield wipers. We'll do that next. And I am going to cut the front panel, the safety panel, off of this, which I don't know why you do it now and not when you were putting the all of the windshields in glass, quote unquote glass, but you don't do it then, you do it now. So doing it now. Oh yeah, get the windshield wipers detached, ready to go. The hood, does it get cut off too? Yeah, so there's a separate hood because it's, so the thing is that there's a black piece that's, or not black piece, there's a white piece, there's a hood piece here that's going to go, that you would paint. You would paint this because it's a 2-tone, but we're not painting it. But yeah, that you would paint. But yeah, this is a temporary, this is just for structure reasons, I guess. So that is going to come off. But we'll do those 2 things in the next, 15 minutes and wrap up there. But yeah, I want to cut this out now. Go by the base here. Then we will clean up our cuts once it's out. There it goes. Yeah, so now that's opened up, and we can put on the real, put on the bumper eventually, and then put the actual hood on. That was just, I think, for structural integrity, I guess. And we'll just clean up the cuts. But that'll also allow for our engine to be there, because it's going to go like this. Gonna sit like that. That's eventually it's gonna look like this. Weird, right? It'll eventually be done, and like the components, this is gonna sit here. This is gonna be a whole fucking, it's gonna be a car, is what I'm saying, I guess. Okay, so this goes here. Oh, okay. This goes like this. And then this is going to go. Gotta put the windshield wipers on. A little bit of glue and some holding, so we'll take our time with it. So, a dab of glue. Dab of glue. Put some pressure on. Yep, and then we'll just put a little pressure on there, let it adhere. Going to do the other one as well. Yeah, and then we have the left and right front lights that go on. We've got the bumper to put on. We've got the back bumper to put on, the roof, the side lights, the windshield, or the side mirrors, the back windshield wiper, some of the back parts there. So we've got some stuff. We'll definitely finish this on Monday, but it will be a lot of Monday. And maybe we won't finish it on Monday, but I think we'll get very close to finishing it on Monday. Which is good. I'm happy that this has been a fun build so far. Very nerve-wracking. Like, we started off by putting those wheels on, and I was super nervous about that. That was very nerve-wracking. Alright, so now we're just putting this other windshield wiper on here. Just put the other there. So we're just, putting some pressure on, give it some time. But yeah, this is coming together. I like that it's in 3 sections right now. And then we'll finish putting all the top part together and then just glue in the sections. Finish it up, I guess. We're getting there. As a reminder, my stream tomorrow is 8 p.m. till midnight. Raising money for St. Jude's Hospital. So please consider coming and hanging out, playing some Jackbox games, and donating some money for charity. I thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm going to call it early. I do have to go into work, and I just got an email for one of the shows. Because even though I was like, hey, I'm going to be working right up to the stream, or right up to the show, so if you have anything, send it now. They waited until now to send me stuff, so I got to take care of that. It's part of the job. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you had fun. Thanks for coming to this weird time. And I will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern for another stream, a special stream, Charity Jackbox. Hope you can hang out for that. Thank you and have a great night. Good night and goodbye.